It's Thursday, December 31, New Year's Eve. I'm Carol Francis. This is the news on Pbcj. Following a range of incidents involving persons using offshore locations for hosting parties in breach of the Disaster Risk Management Order, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development Desmond McKenzie has announced the immediate closure of Pigeon Key off the island's southern coast. This now takes to 3 in total the number of keys that have been closed and will remain closed by order. A few days ago, Lime Key and Maiden Key were closed after receipts of reports of flagrant breaches of the COVID-19 protocols taking place there. It is our information that persons had started to shift the illegal parties to Pigeon Key. The police and the Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard will be enforcing the order to ensure that no gatherings of any kind occur on these keys. The special COVID-19 containment measures in Westmoreland have been extended until January 15, 2021 by the government. Prime Minister Andrew Holness had announced the measure in Parliament earlier this month. It was originally scheduled to end on December 31. In a release from the Prime Minister's office, it was noted that Westmoreland remains the parish with the highest number of cases per population. The cases have reportedly spread across the parish, involving more than 30 communities. The Savannah Lamar Hospital is beyond its COVID-19 isolation capacity, and the general hospital capacity is near alert level. At the same time, the number of moderate and severely ill patients in Western Jamaica is now higher than other regions. The curfew will therefore continue from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. daily. During the period, gatherings in public places should not exceed 10 persons. Markets and vending in public arcades and public transportation centers are only allowed during the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. We now take an island-wide look at COVID-19 cases. Here is the latest clinical summary.
34 new COVID-19 cases were recorded over the past 24 hours. That tally has now moved to 12,827, of which 1,987 are active cases. Here now the parish breakdown. Hanover, Manchester and Portland each recorded 1 case. 4 cases were found in Kingston and St. Andrew, 7 in St. Anne, 2 in St. Catherine and Trelawney, 6 in St. James, 3 in St. Mary, and 7 in Westmoreland. 64 recoveries were also reported, moving that total to 10,383. At this time, 84 persons are hospitalized, 7 are moderately ill, and 8 are critical. For the news on PBCJ, I'm Gabrielle Thompson.
Approximately 18,000 commercial vehicles have not renewed their licenses for the current licensing period. In an effort to get them compliant, Communications Manager at the Transport Authority, Petra Keane Williams, says the agency has been reaching out to many of the commercial services stakeholders. Ms. Williams says the authority is also looking at increasing services offered. Farmers in Jamaica are being encouraged to grow coconuts. In 2018, it was disclosed that a major coconut farmer from Guyana was setting up an operation in Jamaica on 2,000 acres of land to take advantage of the country's strategic location for export to the Western Hemisphere. In 2019, Grace Kennedy was reportedly Jamaica's largest exporter of coconut products to Canada. Former Minister of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries Audley Shaw disclosed that Grace Kennedy buys coconut water from Malaysia and Indonesia to sell to Canada. Marlon Samuels has more on Jamaica's coconut industry and the work being done by the Coconut Industry Board to boost the sector.
Coconut water is a popular drink in Jamaica and the world. Drinking coconut water straight from the nut contributes to the relaxed, idyllic setting associated with Jamaica and the image of no problem. It is not only deliciously refreshing, it's also good for our health. Coconut contains a lot of essential nutrients, including vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and antioxidants. Virgin coconut oil is proven to boost brain function in persons diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Coconut is also good for rehydration, improves cardiovascular health, promotes blood sugar control, and contributes to weight loss. Coconuts are used to make several items including sugar and a range of baked goods including bread. The coconut industry is an important source of employment and income in rural communities. In Jamaica, the production of coconut is concentrated in St. Thomas, St. Mary, and Portland. In 2017, there were about 4,700 small farmers involved in the cultivation of coconuts. The global market for organic coconut water and coconut milk is expected to grow more than 15% over the next 5 years. Farmers in Jamaica are encouraged to take advantage of the market demands for coconut water and coconut products for food security and the export market. But it's easier said than done. The industry is far from the relaxing, no-problem images seen in photographs. In Jamaica, it has been hit by a number of problems. Reports are that over 50 varieties of coconuts have been introduced into the island because of hurricanes and diseases. Farmers not only have to contend with diseases and pests, they need to be able to access export markets. In 2020, COVID-19 reportedly placed a damper on the industry. It has affected production and demand by creating supply chain and market disruptions. The Coconut Industry Board is there to help. It provides a roadmap for developing the industry. The board advises growers of best practices and provide quality planting materials. It is also involved in research and development and has been working on creating a high-yield and disease-resistant coconut palm. In 2015, Jamaica imported 1.3 billion Jamaican dollars worth of coconuts and coconut byproducts to satisfy local demand. In 2020, the Coconut Board planned to complete the acquisition of 1,000 acres of property. The property is to be used to establish a new seed garden, nursery, and farm. It is expected to provide raw materials for the establishment of a coconut water and coconut oil factory. For the news on PBCJ, I am Marlon Samuels.
Everyone is being urged to get ready to host their watch party for Genesis, the best gospel event to kick off 2021. The Jamaica Youth for Christ, organizers of the annual New Year's Day gospel concert, Genesis, will be celebrating its 73rd anniversary in 2021. The virtual 5-hour Gospel Praise Fest will air right here on PBCJ beginning midnight January 1, 2021. It will showcase gospel music, speakers, and much more. Gospel artists performing include Kevin Downswell, Jermaine Edwards, Ryan Davis, and Perpetual Sound of Praise. Genesis, the highly anticipated Praise Fest, which is free to all, will be shown on all PBCJ's platforms at midnight January 1, 2021. And as 2021 comes to a close, it's a good time to reflect on our finances and to plan for the new year. In this extended edition of the Business Report, host Gabriel Thompson speaks candidly with financial coach Denise Williams about doing just that.
According to the latest ex-refinery costs from Petrojam, motorists should see an increase at the pumps in the prices of gasoline, effective Thursday, December 31. Following an increase of 6 cents each, 87 and 90 octane gasoline will be sold for $110.41 and $113.24 per liter, respectively. Automotive diesel fuel will be sold for $114.29 per liter, following a decrease of 49 cents, while ultra-low sulfur diesel is down by 60 cents and will be sold for $116.42 per liter. Kerosene decreased in price by 84 cents and will be sold for $89.38 per liter. Propane liquid petroleum saw an increase of 94 cents and will be sold for $48.62 per liter, and butane liquid petroleum will be sold for $54.02 per liter after an increase of $2.95. Expect price changes as marketing companies and retailers will add their respective markup to these prices. In Wednesday's trading session, the JSE Combined Index advanced by 1,807 points to close at under 400,000 units. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 100 stocks, of which 42 advanced, 25 declined, and 33 traded firm. The Junior Market Index advanced by 9 points to close at under 3,000 units. Stocks advanced for 138 Student Living Jamaica, Barita Investments Limited, and Blue Par Group. Stocks declined for Caribbean Cream Limited, Caribbean Producers Jamaica, and Carreras Limited. Trading firm were 1834 Investments Limited, Access Financial Services Limited, and AMG Packaging and Paper Company. Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited was the volume leader with over 8.6 million units, followed by Epley Caribbean Property Fund Limited SCC with 7.5 million units, and Mailpack Group Limited with 2.8 million units. The US dollar on Wednesday, December 30, ended trading at $143.38. The Canadian dollar sold for an average $111.11. The pound sterling traded for $192.71, and the euro ended trading at $178.55. Global crude oil markets have lost about a fifth of their value in 2020 as strict coronavirus lockdowns paralyzed much of the global economy, but prices have rebounded strongly from their lows as governments rolled out stimulus packages. On Thursday, the last trading day of 2020, Brent crude futures were down 55 cents to settle at $51.08 a barrel. West Texas Intermediate crude futures lost 44 cents to settle at $47.96 a barrel. Christmas 2020, much like the rest of the year, is very different. For some, the year has been a difficult one, and for others, it has been a time of self-discovery. As you take some time to reflect on the months now behind us, consider your plans for the year ahead. Use the Christmas period to think about your priorities and where you want to be financially. Financial coach Denise Williams warns that finances and personal financial planning will continue to be impacted by the coronavirus pandemic in 2021. Here's a tip for you. Regardless of your income level, you have to take steps to improve your financial situation. Doing so means reaching out and getting someone to help you, and you should never be ashamed of needing or wanting assistance. In fact, having a good financial team member will make such a difference in your life.
If you are shopping, okay, you haven't finished your Christmas shopping, one of the biggest tips I would say to you, if you're using a credit card, make sure you're getting a credit card that rewards you. You get some cash back or another kind of perk that's important to you. So this is the season for credit card companies to be competitive. Make sure you're benefiting. If you're using cash, this is a time to be very careful and try and conserve as much as possible. Also, back to the credit cards. Once you're using them and you're getting the benefit, make sure you're spending an amount that you can pay off. You're not having these interest charges and fees hang over to 2021. So again, be super responsible with your spending for Christmas. Now, I want to say that for me, 2020 has been a year where I have had to look at my financial power tools super carefully. Yeah, look at them with an eye to saying, how am I benefiting? When I look at my savings, is my bank competitive? Are they giving me the best interest rates? Are they giving me perks for being a member of the bank? That's a question that needs to be asked. I'd encourage you to ask that question. What about family money? Are you having this conversation with your family about having that financial foundation, and something as simple as emergency savings and having a conversation with your children can make a difference. Credit cards, again, gave you a tip for Christmas to make sure you're getting rewards, but do you have a plan to make sure you're benefiting from the credit cards you have in your purse or wallet? Leverage, a fancy word for debt. Are you doing it strategically, or are you at the mercy of your credit report? And are you being held back? Student loans is the same thing. How have you maximized the student loans or reduced the need to get them? Credit repair. This is a huge area that we need to look at. You are entitled to a free credit report, and that's step one to getting back control of your credit. Retirement, not sexy, not fun, but necessary. There are so many strategies that can put retirement as something that benefits you directly. Shopping around can make a huge difference. And, we've all seen the Geico commercial and all the different commercials that encourage you to shop around for auto insurance because the savings can be real. Real estate, OMG. Don't let anyone tell you have to have a big deposit to get into the world of real estate. This is a huge untapped area that you can get help and profit from real estate. Of course, investments. Right here, let me stop and encourage you to go on www.financiallyfocusedmedia.com and get our free 21-day challenge to supercharge your investment returns. Mutual funds also fall under investments, and these 12 areas can supercharge your life. They can make 2021 a better time for you. Take the time to understand your financial power tools. Get someone who can help you, your banker, your investment advisor, someone who can come in and walk you through each of the 12 areas. And I promise you, when you sit down and go through the 12 areas, you're going to find 50,000 US that you didn't know you had. You're going to find it. Yeah. It may not be cash. It may be equity. It may be opportunity, but it's there. You can find it. So my name is Denise Williams, and I want you to take back your financial power in 2021.
And that does it for this edition of the Business Report on PBCJ. I'm Gabrielle Thompson, wishing you a prosperous and financially secure new year.
Surf and turf lovers are in for a treat if they make their way to Lucky Crab Restaurant in Kingston and Portmore St. Catherine as they celebrate the start of 2021. That's where our culinary trail took us this week.
Hi, my name is Karen, manager for Lucky Crab Seafood, home of the Lucky Bucket. So we started from home. Basically, we would get crabs and crayfish and corn and mix it together. And then the idea just came about. We decided, okay, what else can we add to this and make it into something? And then when we started the restaurant we started a restaurant without the seafood bucket. Would you believe that? Then we eventually went into seafood. So we started out with the seafood boil, and then we decided, okay, how can we serve this and make it fun and, you know, exciting? And we were out shopping for a container, something different, because we didn't want to put this in a plate, and we didn't want to put it in a plastic bag either. I mean, who wants to eat out of a plastic bag, right? So we went shopping, and we saw some small buckets, and we're like, okay, let's try this. And that's how it came. So we served a seafood boil in a bucket, and we called it the Lucky Bucket. We were only offering the bucket on Wednesdays only, and one of our hashtags was Get Lucky. So on Wednesdays, when you purchased a Lucky Bucket, like, customers had the opportunity to win a prize. Something small, maybe a discount off the bill, an extra crab, an extra crayfish, something. So that was the whole idea around it being a lucky bucket. The crabs that we have in Jamaica, they're smaller crabs. So the blue crabs, they tend to run a little bit smaller. When you look online and overseas, you see those big juicy crabs, well, the snow crabs and stuff like that we don't necessarily have here in Jamaica, but what we do have is the king crab. So we decided to say, okay, you know what, we can't get those ones, so let's work with what we have here in Jamaica. I mean, sometimes they're hard to get, but we try to have our regular supply and we get them in. And I mean, people they love it. They love the king crab because it's a bigger, more juicier version of the smaller crabs. During this period we had to condense our menu, because before we had a lot more offerings. We just wanted something a little bit more simple. When customers come in, they don't have a long time going through perusing a 6-page menu or a 4-page menu. So we just decided to have something, just a one sheet where we picked like the favorites. So customer favorites throughout the years, we just kind of picked them and what customers gravitate in terms of the whole seafood, the platters and stuff like that. And we just condensed it into a COVID-19 menu. These are items as well that are easily, they're able to be delivered, or customers that can come in for takeout. So that's really the concept around the COVID-19 menu. We started out with the garlic butter base sauce for the boil. Customers love that, but as I said, the spiciness is what gets customers coming back, and that's what the recommendations that we get is mostly about the spicy sauce. Since recently, we've added 2 new flavors. So we've added a curry coconut and a sweet chili. But to be honest with you, I think the customers would probably have to do a poll, because all 3 right now, they're in a stiff competition. Currently, we're open 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., 11 a.m. to facilitate lunch. So we have lunch specials available now. They're available between 11 and 2. We do wings, we do pastas, we have a pork chops and shrimp. So we try to pair it with some sort of seafood, because we find that customers, you come out and you come to a seafood restaurant, you may not necessarily want seafood, but you want to mix it up a bit. So we have a pork chops and shrimp that's available. Our lunch menu is a little bit different though, where we do offer fish. We offer fish. We're now launching a roti. So we want to do a roti with curry seafood mix. So the seafood mix will be lobster, shrimp, fish fillet with sauteed veg, and it's going to be in a curry coconut sauce. Over the years, we've perfected our sauce. We've perfected the process of preparation, and you just can't get it anywhere else. We're the only place that has all the offerings in one dish. Most places you can just get a version of it. But as I said, this is a home. This is where it all began. This is where it started. And we've perfected it over the years and added a few little things as well. You can order for takeout or delivery. You go on the website, you click see menu and order. Say for instance, you're gonna order a Lucky Bucket. Click on the item. You have the option of a large or small, so we're gonna go with a large bucket today. You also get to choose the sauce. So we have garlic butter, sweet chili, or the curry coconut, and you can get that in mild or spicy. So you select, today we're gonna go with the sweet chili mild. You also have the option to add on items. So if you wanna add a corn, extra potatoes, extra sausage, or shrimp, you can add that. So let's add some extra sausage and eggs. And we go add cart. To check out, we click on the cart icon. It would ask you to enter your information. So you enter your name, your email address, and a contact number. If you're going for delivery, you'd be asked to enter the location, which would be right here. So you enter the address, you click save, it will give you the total, and then you also have the option to choose a time for delivery. So if you want to do delivery for 4 p.m. or 2 p.m., well, let's do this. This is for 2 p.m. Then you select that, and we also have the option you can choose to pay via card or cash to delivery person.
Regionally, the National Emergency Management Organization in St. Lucia is warning against public panic as disaster officials keep a close watch on recent volcanic activity in neighboring St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have more in this report.
An orange level high hazard zone warning has been placed on St. Vincent and the Grenadines following seismic activity that triggered an effusive eruption of the La Soufriere volcano. Acting Director of the National Emergency Management Organization, Nemo, Maria Medad, explains what the hazard warning means for the neighboring sister isle.
An effusive eruption is something where the lava would seep slowly off from the dome that has already been created. We note that St. Vincent is at an orange level and that they have advised residents who live to the north in the volcano area to be prepared just in case they have to issue an evacuation order. There has been no order for evacuation as yet, but residents just have to be prepared in St. Vincent just in case.
A press release from the office of Nemo on December 29th reads, quote, Nemo has knowledge of and is monitoring the activity at the La Soufriere volcano St. Vincent based on dialogue with the UWI Seismic Research Center, Trinidad and Tobago. As the situation unfolds, Nemo will provide updates and advisories to the public, unquote.
We are asking people not to panic, just to be on alert, to listen to the official sources of information, and what may happen according to the UWI Seismic Research Center is that if again I see that there is an explosive eruption, we may be impacted by the ash and some sort of air quality. But at this point, we cannot exactly see what will happen.
Medad says it's now a waiting game as all officials closely monitor the situation. Concern has already begun to mount with the images and videos on the St. Vincent eruption making the rounds in St. Lucia.
We would be given sufficient time to note whether or not there will be any issues in St. Lucia, and we can advise the public accordingly.
The rumor mill has begun to swirl, with talks of seismic activity also in Martinique. However, the acting director of Nemo could not confirm the reports. She did, however, attempt to quell concerns regarding the linkages of the island's volcanic chain.
In terms of the interconnectivity of the volcanoes and the islands, I don't think there's a need for us to panic. Again, we have to monitor, we have to wait and see what is happening.
Another viral video in circulation, purportedly from Barbados, shows a swirl-like tornado formation that attracts the attention of onlookers.
I serious look, that's a tornado. 180. An idiot. Why know that's a tornado going on there? Why sit on there? Why sit on and what that sea start to pick up just now? 180. That's a tornado, boy. Yeah, that's a tornado.
Barbados Met Service officials have refuted claims of a tornado, rather referring to the strange occurrence as a dust devil, said to have originated from an intense heating of the ground that creates a small area of low pressure, causing the winds to rise. Though similar in appearance to a tornado, The major difference is that a tornado forms in the sky while a dust devil forms on the ground. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.
Over now to sport. 4 Jamaican females could end up as FIFA match officials for the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. Referee Odette Hamilton and referee assistants Princess Brown, Stephanie Dale Yi Sing, and Jacette Carr are all shortlisted by the world governing body as they begin finalizing their official lists. Brown and Yi Sing both served at the last tournament in France in 2019. And that's our package on behalf of the Public Broadcasting Corporation of Jamaica, PBCJ's team. We thank you for making the PBCJ your choice in 2020. We look forward to providing you with factual, engaging content in 2021. Happy New Year!